Podcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, guys. My name is Danny, and I will be giving you today's webinar. I'm going to be talking about templates today and where you can reach them from, how you can create them, and everything in regards. Okay. If you have any questions, please let me know, and also let me know if you can see my screen. Okay. Um, I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, first of all, to create templates, remember that you can create templates for tasks, for emails, SMS, um, mm, 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 and for mailing campaign. Okay, we have a question. Can see and hear very well. Excellent. Okay, so you can create as many templates as you want. Remember that you can have several so that you don't keep or you don't have to modify them. And it's very important to use the variables. What are variables? These. It's important to use them so that you don't have to copy and paste all the either owner information or the contact information in general for each property. It's important also to use these in case you are going to um, send bulk contracts, and it sends automatically all the information individually for each one. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is click add. Remember that you can have several templates, for example, for the counter offer, first offer, the follow-up email. These email templates is the body of the email as is. Okay, so first of all, we're going to put the template name. For example, I'm going to put today's date. Today's 8/23. Okay, and then if you want to set this template as default or not, and then the actual subject of the email. For example, you can put first offer. I'm going to put 2 because I have 1, 2. Okay, and then we're going to open up the variables. Actually, the subject is going to be offer on property, and then I'm going to add the property address variable. Past it. Okay, I'm going to leave a space. So when I send this email, it's going to appear the actual property address. So this way, like I told you before, we don't have to copy and paste the actual property address of the one we're making the offer on. Okay, and I'm gonna put dear. I'm gonna look for agent name. You can add as many variables as you want. If the system does not have the the data of the variable that you added, it simply is not going to show. It's just going to be a blank space. Okay, so you don't have to worry about actually importing the information. I'm going to put property address, county, zip code. Remember, we're not investors or realtors, so I don't know if I'm actually doing this template correctly, as like writing it correctly for the first offer. But I'm just giving you the idea of how to actually create it, okay? Willing to offer, and I'm going to add the offer price. willing to offer. And then I'm going to add user user mobile, and then I'm going to add okay, I've been asked a lot if I can add, for example, if you work with a company or your business has a logo. I've been asked if you can actually add it. Before we were unable, but now we have this new insert image. The only thing, it's a little tricky because you have to do a little more steps than just attaching an image to your actual template. But what we're going to do is I'm going to show you postimages.org, and over here we're going to upload the image, okay, so that we can generate a link. Let me show you. Okay, over here. We're not actually uploading it to any website. This website, the only thing that it does is just creates a link so that we can copy it in this source, okay? Image description, it can be anything. And here we go. If the image is too big, is too small, you can always, remember, you can always put it the size that you actually want it. And then we're just going to click save. And we just created our template, okay? Our email template. The same thing goes for the text messages or SMS. Remember that the SMS is only sent to mobile numbers, okay? No Plivo numbers, no Skype numbers, or Google. It has to be an actual mobile number like T-Mobile, Verizon, and that does receive. What happens with this, and remember that this is only available for the professional and professional dialer, the SMS feature will be sent from your email, not your mobile number, okay? And it will appear with a bunch of numbers at something else. They can even reply, in fact. Okay, there's more videos in regards to this feature that we offer you. The same thing over here. I wouldn't suggest you to add an image because then that would be an MMS, and maybe the person receiving the text message is not going to view the actual image. But you can try it out, but I wouldn't suggest you. But we can create the same way the template like we did with the email. As you can see over here, for example, offer notice, and REIFax even offers you a head start with the REIFax default, but you're unable to edit to this one, okay? So it's just like a default. Then we have, okay, so I created the offer notice, which is like a follow-up on an offer, okay? And then we have our fax template. If you have an online fax provider, we can create one over here as well. For the letter template is for email, for mailing campaigns, okay? Remember that you have different types of mailing campaign, like for example, for pre-foreclosures, probates, expired, just giving you different ideas of mailing campaigns. But you can create as many letters as you want so that you don't have to keep modifying them depending on what you're going to actually create the mailing campaign of. Okay? If you want more in regards to the mailing campaign, please view our previous webinars in regards, or you can open up the help button in the control panel. I will show you where you can reach that from, okay? The same way you can create the the mailing campaign template, okay, the letter template, and you can also add images to it. If you notice, I have over here, that's weird. Okay, give me a second so that we can add this. Okay, so that I can generate it in a few minutes, and you're going to see how it actually does paste everything there. Okay, after I'm finished over here, I'm going to show you where you can reach the templates from, and there are other features with templates that you can create. Okay, so I'm going to show you in a bit. Then we have the task template. The task template is to create to create several to create tasks of a template of different tasks, okay? So that instead of um, scheduling, for example, the first offer and then have to schedule again, clicking again to send a text message for the offer notification, or then you have to schedule another email to follow up. No, you can create your whole template here and it will send everything as you schedule it in the template, okay? So over here, what we're going to do is click add. I'm gonna name this guess 823. Can't believe August already left. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this one as default. I'm gonna add new. Okay, remember that if you put it automatic, you're gonna have limited tasks. If you put it manual, you're gonna have all these tasks. But of course, they're not gonna send, and they're just gonna stand by once you schedule it. They're gonna stand by in the pending task until you execute the actual task. But if you put it automatic, of course, it's gonna send without without needing to be online or anything. It's just gonna send out automatic. So I'm going to put over here, I'm going to send an SMS 2 hours after I schedule it, okay? I'm going to create. It's going to take me to the actual template that I can manage over here, and I'm going to leave it. You can always modify the templates, okay, before sending out as well. Agent nickname. Okay, this is not wanting me today. I'm just going to drag it to where I want it. Okay. Hello. I've sent you. No, I've sent you. On property address. Okay, I'm just going to create. Then I'm going to add another task. And I'm going to put email. And this is going to go out 2 days after I sent the text message notification. Okay? And I want it at 10. I'm going to create. I put manage template so that I can actually select the template that I want. I don't have to leave it in this one that I have as default. I'm going to add another one. I'm going to go ahead and schedule to send the offer. Okay. I left it at 0 hours because I'm going to move this this task to the very beginning so that it sends first, then it's gonna send the text message, and then it's gonna send at last the email. Okay. I'm gonna select over here a random. Sure, I'm gonna show you quick steps of. I was asked if I can go through the mailing campaign. I'm gonna pass through really quick through that. Yes, not in detail because the webinar is about templates, but I'm gonna show you how it's gonna generate. Either way, in regards to doing mailing campaign or mail merge, you can access the videos that we have available on the website. I'm going to show you as well where you can reach them from. Always at your service. Okay, then over here, I'm going to verify that everything is okay. This is exactly how it's going to look. Remember that this is the same thing how if you were to be sending out your contract, okay? As if you're sending the offer right away, but you're not actually going to send it. You're only creating the actual template, okay? I'm going to create over here first offer. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to create. I'm going to leave this one. Okay, you see that the first offer is down here. All I want is my first offer to be at the very top. So it sends out first. 2 hours after this this first one sends is the text message is going to go out, and 2 days after at 10 a.m. the follow-up email is going to go out. Okay, I'm just going to save and schedule this. And you see, okay, so the scheduling part with the hours may be a little tricky, but once you create the template, you will see that after the template or the task was created, the first offer is going to go out. 2 hours after the task was created, the text message is going to go out, and 2 days after, in 10 hours, 2 days and 10 hours after the task was created, we're going to send out the follow-up email. So once I arrange this to go out automatic, I don't have to follow up on any of my offers because the system is already going to do it for me. Okay. I'm going to, okay, so these are the main templates, okay? How to create email, text message, fax, mailing campaigns, a template or the letter template, and your task template. Then I'm going to, let's go in order, okay? The email template, we can send emails from here. Remember that if you want to have your inbox updated, you can always click on pending emails and it will update your inbox syncing all the these 41 pending emails that I have in my Gmail account. Okay. So over here, I'm going to compose my email. Remember that you can do it from here. Over here, I can select first offer. I can select the different templates that I have. Okay. And if you have the contact imported into your VFX, you can send it. As you can see, I have a list of contacts over here. They are automatically added once you add a property into your follow-up. So for example, I add one property and it has 3 different contacts. Those 3 contacts that that property has, it is going to be imported over here. I'm going to click over here, for example, and then I'm just going to, if I'm not going to add or modify anything, I'm just going to click send. Remember that this is one way of sending the email. From the follow-up, you can also send an email. I'm going to select this one that has my contact so that I don't send a false offer. And I'm going to click, I selected the property, and I'm going to click email. Over here, I can also send it out without having to type anything in, unless you want, for example, you want a copy to yourself or you want to send it to your partner. You can always do that. Okay. So if you see, okay, if you click on the drop down, you will see that it has both the contacts that are for this property that I selected. So we here have Sharon O'Connor and then Danny Dominguez. Wonder who that is. Or you can just leave it as default and it's going to send to this contact that we see here. Okay? Which is always going to be the one that appears over here. If you want to send it to the other contact, you can select it as well. Okay, if I'm not going to modify anything over here, I'm just going to click send. And we successfully sent the email. Now, we next have the SMS template. In order, like I said, in order to send an SMS, it has to have a mobile number, and it can't be from Skype, Google. I'm just giving you different examples of what it can't be, and it can't be Plivo because they're not going to receive the text message. In fact, they're not going to receive it. It's not going to go out. It's going to actually fail in the system. So over here, for example, in case the contact has this number as a home, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to edit and I'm just going to select cell. Okay? Then I'm just going to save. And for example, this one is not going to go out, of course, because it doesn't have an actual cell phone that's going to receive it. But, okay, you get the idea. We have the default. Remember that it's going to send to Danny in this case. And it's going to send to the first number assigned to that contact. Okay? So I'm just going to verify that this is the template that I want to go out. And I'm going to just click send. Like I said, it wasn't going to go out. The SMS sending task failed. Okay? Then we have fax. I don't actually have an online fax provider, but you can over here select the different templates that you have created for the fax, or you can just leave it over here. If you want to modify this one, you can as well. And then you just click send. Then we can send our documents. Okay, so I don't have an offer on this one. I'm gonna select the property, send docs. Remember to verify that everything is as you want it, okay? And I'm going to click email. The actual template that you're going to be generating is the email template. What we just saw in the first demonstration that I showed you, it's just that over here it's going to attach the actual document, okay? The same way you can click on manage template. If this is a counter offer, you can select your template. If it's a first offer, you can select your template as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this. Okay, mailing campaign. That is our almost last. Oh, okay. Before I go into mailing campaign, I'm going to show you how we're going to generate the task template. And then I'm going to skip to the mailing campaign, okay? In the task template, I'm going to select, okay, so in this case, I haven't sent this property anything because I see here, it says last update, 0. I've never sent or done anything with this property. I'm going to show you over here. I only made, oh, okay. So I sent them an email right now, and I just made an offer. I'm going to go back into follow-up. I'm going to click on schedule task. And instead of scheduling one by one, what I'm going to do is click manage template, and I'm going to select one of these. Okay, so you see how it generates everything already for you of what you created in the task template. Then you put in the date that you want it to start executing. In this case, like I scheduled it, it's going to send out as soon as I schedule it to go out, execute. For example, today is Friday. I don't make offers on Friday, just an example. On Monday, I wanted to start executing at, 10 a.m. I like that time. Okay. On Monday at 10 a.m., this task is going to start executing. So the first one is going to go out. Then 2 hours after, as I created it in the templates, 2 hours after, the text message is going to go out. And then, last but not least, 2 days after and 10 hours, this one is going to go out. Okay? So what I do is just create. And it's just going to stand by in my pending task until Monday. It's going to start executing everything I just arranged it to send. Okay? You can see over here in the column pending task the number 3 because I scheduled 3 things for this property. You can do this with a selected number of properties, but remember that you can only make 50 new offers daily. Why do I say new? Because you can always, if you send a counter offer, for example, which is like the second contract that you send for one property, it's not going to count of one of those 50. And you have the counter over here where you can keep track of everything you have done. In fact, if you click on it, it's going to take you to the dashboard where you can see all your movements. Okay? And you can even see the movements of last week, last month, or a between date. In our last webinar, I think there's specifications of how the actual dashboard works. Now, the mailing campaign. Over here, I already have added from my results. I'm going to start from the beginning so that you can see how the actual mailing campaign works. Since I already created my template, I'm ready to step forward. I'm going to, no, not this. Let me see. I'm going to make, okay, load. There we go. Okay, So I'm just going to make this random search. I'm going to select several properties from here. So I want to send, I'm going to select the whole page. These 50 properties, a mailing campaign. Okay. I'm going to add over here. Remember that if you have a previous campaign, you can always add more properties to it. If not, you can just click add new campaign, and guess what I'm going to call it? 823. And I'm going to add these 50 properties to this mailing campaign that I created. Then I'm going to click on my mailing campaign icon. We're going to find it here. The one that I just created, 823. You have the number of properties that you have added to it, the creation date, and the number of sent, and your last movement with this mailing campaign. I haven't done anything because I just created it. So I'm going to click on it. You're going to have the list of properties that you have added to this lovely campaign. And I'm going to create mailing letter. This is where you're actually going to generate the template that we just created at the very beginning. Oh, I didn't actually create one, I think. I'm just going to put this one. Okay, wonderful. So I have added, I'm sorry, I had created this one. Remember that in order to generate the letter, you have to have something written. Okay, and it's very important to have the variables because in this case, I don't have to go property by property to copy and paste their owner name or their address. Okay, so I'm going to create letters. Okay, let's just give it a second. It may take a little because since it's 50 letters that it's generating, it may take 1 or 2 minutes. Do we have any questions so far? Remember that ReFX generates the letter for you, but does not send it out yet. Okay, we still don't have that feature. I will promise it for the future, but we still don't have it. So you would either need to download, print it out, and you can send it by regular mail, or you can download it into your computer and import it into another platform that I have no idea which one, but I mean another platform that will actually send it out for you. We'll do all the work for you. Okay, I'm going to click OK. And then it's going to open another tab. Remember to have your pop-up blocker enabled or disabled, sorry, so that you can so that ReFX can open up another tab, and you will see how all of my letters are generated with the template that I created. Okay, you will see that all of them have a different name. They have their own property address and the data that I just imported. Looks beautiful. Okay. So this is how you create your letters from where you actually generate them. I'm going to show you really quick how you can create or modify your grid template. Okay, this is a little maybe doesn't have anything in regards to today's webinar, but it's very useful for you in the future. Okay, so I'm in my results. Okay, I made a random search, but I want to export this list of properties, but I don't actually want to export this data. I mean, this data is useful. I'm sorry, not useful for me. So I'm going to click on the grid template right next to default template. It's the little square, and it's going to open up this. The default is the one that's always going to appear first, but I want to export the data that I actually want to select. Okay, so I'm going to click new, and I'm going to name it. Click on the drop down, and then we have all this data that I can export from ReaFacts. If ReaFacts does not have it, guess what? You're not going to retrieve it or have it in your Excel spreadsheet. Let's say, for example, I want first the where is it? Okay, property address, beds, bath. I want beds first. Then I want debt to equity, very important. Pre-foreclosure. Market value. So these properties, usually the ones in blue, are not for sale, so I'm not going to add any data of for sale or not. Okay. I'm going to click over here. Oh, I passed. Okay. So over here, I have the owner name, data, I have, and phone number 1. I want to export this information for each of these properties. Okay. Remember that you have an export limit of 5,000 monthly from pay date to pay date. And I'm going to select this one. And voila. It generated, or yeah, we modified the template to the one we actually wanted. And I'm going to select these, and it's going to export exactly what I want. Okay. So this is another template sort in some way regarding today's webinar of what I wanted, because it's a template modification. But yes, you can export this data, and I just showed you how to modify your grid of results. I'm going to show you really quick. I clicked on the house at the top left, and over here in the help, we're going to have really short videos, I think up to 8 minutes long. I mean, they're really short. Really short videos of the system, of really specific parts. For example, templates. It's going to show you where you can create email templates or fax templates. So as you can see, for example, this one is going to be 7 minutes long. It's going to be, I mean, they're very useful. They're short and straightforward. Where you can find your webinars, I'm going to go into my main page, and I'm going to go to resources, webinars. There you're going to find all our previous webinars. In a few hours, you will even have this one available for you. And they're like we have always showed you, they're of specific parts of the system. For example, this one was of templates, last week of contracts, and then search section. So they're very specific, but of course they're extended. If you guys don't have any questions, I thank you for watching us today. And if anything comes up or you need to contact us, remember you can always access from Monday to Friday from 9 to 6 the live chat. If not, you can leave us your email and we will contact you as soon as possible. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. I hope I have cleared your doubts on the templates part, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend.